Acxiom, in a way, did have one of the earliest versions of the cloud. And the cloud that we invented was a thing we call the grid. And so let me give a little background on that. I've talked in some of the other videos about the large amount of data that Acxiom had. We had information on the entire population of the United States, credit history that went back years. That's a lot of data. And the chances of error in that data are significant. And we had to figure out if the zip code was right. We had to figure out if we were putting two people in the family together correctly so that we mailed the right offer to the right people who would pay. That extraordinarily large amount of information needed to have a significant amount of computer processing. Traditional computer processing was very expensive back when we started, doing these very, very large aggregations of data. So one of the things that our scientists came up with, and I got very involved personally in, was how do we do all this extraordinary amount of processing with billions, and I mean billions of name and address records and literally trillions of elements of data. How do we do it fast enough, and how do we do it correctly enough? The solution that some of the guys came up with is, hey, the big computers that we use right now, the big servers, are too expensive to do that quickly enough and fast enough. But what if we started buckling PCs together? A radical idea in those days. But we started buckling PCs together to work together cooperatively. And we started, it worked, and we put more and more and more of the PCs together. In effect, we had 20 or 30,000 processors, which were nothing more than PCs in those days, all working cooperatively. And they obviously had a lot of storage on them, and they had a lot of ability to do computer processing. And you didn't have to give each PC the job. We built a cloud-like operating system so you could say, hey, grid, go do this big job, and it would figure out how to do it with all those tens of thousands of PC processors. And that's really what the cloud is today, a cooperative computing environment with a lot of storage and a massive amount of computing capacity. And Google and Acxiom built some of the earliest versions of the cloud, which were nothing more than PCs buckled together.